Hey guys, it's Robin. Thanks for tuning in. So this Friday, May 25th, is Geek Pride Day. It was started back in 2006 in Spain, and it actually coincided with the release of the first Star Wars movie, New Hope, so Episode 4. I think Geek is doing some stuff for it. I knew a few other places are doing some stuff for it. We'll probably post something about it, I'm sure. But whatever you're doing on that day, make sure you're doing something geeky. Maybe watching a film, playing some D&D. I'm not too sure what I'll be doing exactly at Celebrate Geek Day, but I'm sure it'll be something fun like that. So yeah, thought everyone would want to know about that since that's after all what we're about. Recently I've been reading a lot of classic comic books. So this right here and this here. This is X-Men and Green Lantern, some of the very first X-Men and Green Lantern. And I just actually finished this collection right here, which is the Detective Comics of Batman. So the very first Batman. So in here there's like the origins of Batman and Robin and that sort of thing. A couple of really interesting things about it. Robin and the Joker came out almost exactly the same time. Like I think their origins was maybe within a month of each other or very close to even the same issue. Might have been Batman 1. Robin was Batman 38 in April 1940. Joker was in the spring. I can't remember exactly when, but it's interesting that they were almost exactly the same time, which is kind of interesting. Also, something that's really interesting is Bob Kane, who was one of the kind of initiators of Batman, one of the co-creators of Batman. He was born in 1916 and actually did some consulting on the Batman movie, I guess it would be 1988, the one with Jack Nicholson as the Joker, and then also the follow-up with Michelle Pfeiffer as Catwoman. He was a consultant on both of those. So that's interesting because that, I mean, that's a long time to be alive and still be involved in the Batman game. And it kind of gives those movies maybe a bit more validity than people first thought of them. A couple other things that are really interesting about this is the way things are described in here. Everything Batman does is described. So Batman throws his batarang, and even when it says that he ties silk rope to it, they talk about the silk rope. Today in comic books, we generally are less descriptive. So if Batman's throwing his batarang, we see it in the picture. There's not a little descriptive text about it. So I find that very interesting. And I think that's something that's kind of inherent to a lot of Golden Age and even Silver Age comic books, is to be very descriptive, to tell every little thing, to assume the reader can't see something via the pictures. Another thing that's really interesting is the way the villains are described. Obviously, it's called Detective Comic Books, and a lot of the early Batmans were very detective. It's some person who was rich but lost his fortune, stole some jewels, and Batman figures out how to stop them. Quite often, too, the villains are not any super. In fact, very rarely in the early ones is there any super strength at all. If they are super strong, it's because they're crazy, they're wild, they have that unnatural burst of strength that kind of could throw Batman off guard. So that's very interesting to see it had a progression from that to Batman now, where Bane has super strength and there's super villains where Mr. Freeze has superpowers and all that sort of thing. So interesting to see there. I'm really enjoying reading a lot of these things, reading some of this classic stuff to get sort of the origins of where these heroes and teams and that sort of thing come from. Last and certainly not least, I got to do a new question this week. And of course, Diablo 3 has been out for a couple of weeks now. Blizzard also has a WoW expansion coming out, and Heart of the Swarm is coming out in the not too distant future. So I thought my question would be, which one of those three franchises of Blizzard's is your favorite? So do you like Diablo 1, 2, 3 and that style of game? Do you like StarCraft with Brood Wars, StarCraft 2, Heart of the Swarm, Ghost? Nah, we'll never see that game. Or do you like the Warcraft franchise? So Warcraft 1, 2, 3 as those RTSs, and then it translates, of course, into WoW, into the MMORPG that it is today. Let us know what you think. There'll be a poll up on the blog. There'll be comment space down here. You can tweet us. You can do all those sort of things. Let us know, and I will let you know next week which one of those franchises is my favorite. And until next week, so say we all.